Greetings, Keishlings. Keishan Prime here with my review of My Hero Academia, Chapter 130. Listen to the Real Truth. Now, I really don't know what I can add other than a summary for this one, other than it reveals a little bit that we haven't yet heard. But mostly it starts off with, picks up from the last one, maybe a few minutes. You find out the stronghold of Chisaki, I'm guessing, based on what they kind of said. They've been lying low and whatnot, but Night Eye didn't see this as, or he saw this quite impressively, or saw this as impressive given that they're just old Yakuza in a world of heroes and villains. But Mirio brings up that they now know one more piece of information about Chisaki, about that he has a daughter, Eri, and that she has like bandages on her arms and legs, which has not been fully revealed yet. But I did read a comment or something in I think it was Sunpatch's comments, that the chair apparently may have been like the one used by All For One. I don't know. I didn't go back to look, which if there was really even a good picture of that. But anyway, Midoriya gets chastised by Night Eye for how he was acted during the whole situation, that it could have easily have turned bad for him, and that he reinforces that planning and just biding your time is key to operation performance, and that it, in the long run is where you'll win. So it's like, you'll do well to remember that. Well, anyway, after, with all the stuff that happened when Midoriya was trying to get approved by him, that Mirio was supposed to be the successor instead. Obviously, his head has become muddled, as it says during the chapter. Normal classes are hard, practical classes are getting harder. It's because it's all weighing down on him. He wants to know the truth, and he wants to know it from All Might. And so he goes to seek him out, and apparently he's picked up a jogging regiment, which, hey, All Might trying to stay fit. So that fitness is always something you can get behind. Lord knows I need it. But, oh well. I don't have the will for it. But anyway. So, yeah. He eventually tracks him down and is like, oh, it's like, I see you've found out what I've been doing. And it's like, well, why didn't you tell me? It changes real quick. And it was like, I didn't think you needed it at the time, but it seems like it's more needed than ever. And it was like, Midoriya's like, yes, of course. It's like, why wouldn't I want to know this? It's like, instead of keeping it secret from me, just tell me. And it's like, well, I hope you don't regret it. And he tells him the story of how essentially the search for a successor began. He talks about Night Eye's becoming his sidekick 5 years ago. Or, no. It'd be 6 years now, wouldn't it? Because they did mention 6. 6 years ago, and that in their 5th year, that's when the accident occurred, or the incident occurred that caused All Might to become into his current state. But uh, even though he endured probably some of the worst pain anyone could imagine, he still wanted to go on. But because of Night Eye's foresight, he actually saw his future, and it apparently does not end well for him. It's like, you need to find a successor, All Might, and I can help you. I just want to be of use to you. And All Might's like, I can't. You know, the symbol of peace is needed. And, you know, at any time, given this world of heroes and villains, or I think he just said villains, another All for One could show up, which is quite true. And, itchy eye. So, yeah, I can understand the sentiment, and he did too, but it's like, you know, in the short run, things will be bad, but in the long run, things will work out. We will win. Just, you know, take your time, find a successor, rest. But All Might's just like, no. How many people will be in, like, just living in fear for how long? He can't take it. And then that's when Night Eye reveals that it's like, or All Might already kind of knew that he was looking at him, and which is something that was brought up before in the chapter, where if he just looks at someone, he'll be able to kind of better plan things out, but if he doesn't look, he can't plan. Which is kind of ridiculous given his lecture about planning and stuff, right? I mean, that's kind of weird. But, yeah, that if All Might keeps going down the path he's going, he will die. And exactly, is that a thing now? I don't know. Because he does have a successor now. But he doesn't have the, you know, does it still mean All Might himself will die? Who knows? Because you would think they'd still be kind of palsy a little bit over time, given now that he has a successor, but who knows? That much I don't know. But anyway, hell, we all don't know. Yeah. And now, it turns out, like, the day, or the principal, Nedzu, was like, you can pick anybody from our school. It's like, take all the time you need. And he eventually recommended a student, Mirio. And the day that he was going to meet him, that's when All Might met Midoriya. And that's why he picked him. Because it's like he could tell, you know, he met him and got the impression that it's like, you were the kind of person I used to be. Because they were both quirkless losers. And they have a strong compassion for others. So he picked Midoriya based on just the fact that he actually just saw himself in him. So, and obviously this strikes Midoriya as kind of hard. It's like, you know, was I the wrong choice? Because, you know, given who might have been the successor, it really looks like maybe. So, yeah. And we also found out, like, what kind of happened a few chapters back, or maybe it was more than a few at this point, I don't know. But like that whole incident with some of the villains when Overhaul was first introduced and everything, and how, like, apparently all those people that got involved after, like, an intense feeling of pain and then they fell unconscious, they wake up eventually to have no problems whatsoever. Any health ailments they had were just gone. And they suspect that it's actually Chisaki's power, which is interesting, given that we just saw him splatter a dude on the wall last week. So that's interesting. But, yeah, I don't know what to make of that. but apparently the crime was deemed no one was at an offense because the villains who perpetrated things were arrested and whatnot, but there was money that is now unaccounted for, which is what started the excuse me, the Night Eye office to start looking in on it, because apparently it burned. Yeah, weird how only the money burns. But anyway, so yeah, that set up that investigation, and now I assume Overhaul has the money. So yeah, I can't believe I forgot about that. So anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Quislings, roll out.